One of the most important things when it comes to playing the First Descendant is making sure your Descendant hits hard. And today we're going to be going over what are the best modules that you could pretty much level up for your First Descendant and applying your First Descendant first to be able to get the maximum amount of damage out of your Descendant. Regardless of who you're playing with, you will be able to use these mods to not only do a lot of damage, but be tanky as well. Because it's extremely important to do damage, but it's also as important to be able to sustain the damage, especially as you progress throughout the game. You're going to notice that when you're playing the game for the first time, it's going to feel a little bit easier. You're going to be like, man, I'm breezing through here. But once you start getting to the later rounds, guys, you're going to notice that things are going to be scaling up a little bit, and either you're going to be dying or just not doing enough damage when it comes to playing the game. So today we're going to be taking a look at the modules, what modules I recommend for you guys to use, and why I recommend said modules. So the first thing we're going to be talking about, guys, is the one module that I feel you guys should definitely, every single time, 100%, this should be your number one priority, is this right here, which is either the dual claw, the kicking, the short sword, the multi-maneuvering, whatever mod fits in this slot, it's going to be your number one priority to level up. Now, you're probably wondering why. So as you guys see here right now, the module capacity is, I have it at 70, but, depending on what your character is doing or where you're at, you're not going to have it at 70. You're going to have it at something less. And what this allows you to do, it's going to allow you to increase that module capacity, allowing you to put more modules. Now, being able to put more modules equals a more tankier, more damagey Descendant. So first things you want to do, guys, is you want to go to this guy right here, go to enhance modules, and whatever module you want to enhance here, you're going to enhance it. Okay, so for my personal point of view, I have multiple ones that I personally prefer that I feel like are really good. I like the dual claw. I also like the short sword. I think this is pretty effective for maneuvering. So let's go ahead and activate that one. So let's go here, go to modules, and talk to this guy right here, enhance modules, and we're going to go here. Not that one, sorry. And we are going to go advanced maneuvering. We're going to enhance it. And what this is going to allow us to do, guys, it's going to increase the amount of options that we have here. So instead of us having the 70, you guys are seeing here every single time I'm enhancing this, it's going up on the module capacity. As you see here, the module capacity is getting incremented. Every single time I'm enhancing this, it's going to cost a little bit of gold. It's going to cost a little caper shards. But the thing with this one, it doesn't really matter if you're losing out on these caper shards, because eventually this is going to allow you to slot more better or more enhanced modules as you progress to here. And the great thing is you're going to be able to do this pretty early on. So you guys see right there, we went from what we had, which was 70, to a total of 77. So now we could put modules in here that are going to be able to be slotted in here perfectly. So that's going to be the number one suggestion. This is going to make your character more OP in the sense of you being able to put better modules in here, and modules that are pretty much upgraded. The next one I want to recommend is one called Nimble Fingers. The reason I recommend this particular module for any Descendant, one of my favorite things, maybe this might be just a personal preference, but one of my favorite things when it comes to playing these type of games is having the ability of being able to use my skill as much as I possibly can. What this is going to do, it's going to reduce the amount of time it takes for your skills to come back. So this is going to give my skill cooldown a negative 25%. Once again, this is going to allow me to use my skill more often because it's going to reduce the amount it takes for me to actually activate that skill. So like if I'm looking at this particular skill, if you see the cooldown, it went from 10 seconds to 7. This one went from 2 to 1.5. This one went from 30 to 22. So by having that Nimble Finger mod right there, it gives me the ability of being able to do that. And I have this fully maxed out. So if I were to remove that, and we'll hit save here, you're going to notice that now my skills don't have that cooldown anymore. And I am, once again, pretty much not doing a lot of damage in the sense of not being able to use my skills as often as I can. So personally, I feel like that is a number one priority. The second module I recommend is called Technician. Now, Technician, what it does, it's going to increase the skill power modifier by 50%. So what that's going to do is that any skill that I'm currently using, it's going to increase the damage it's going to be able to output for that particular module. So for that module, for that particular skill. So for example here, you see my skill power is 148, it's 199, and of course this is based on other mods, but the great thing about this is that it's going to give me the ability of making sure that every single ability that I'm using here, the damage is getting incremented. So that's something that works good and works across for every single descendant, okay? The next one I want to recommend is this one called MP Collector. And what MP Collector does is that when you defeat an enemy, you're going to instantly recover 12.2% of the max MP. So MP is what is used to be able to use your abilities. And once again, anything that you're able to do to use your abilities more often is going to allow you to do more damage. And this is the reason why I feel like these particular mods are not specifically tied to one specific descendant, but they are universal in the sense that any descendant can use it and benefit off of them. Because as we level up and as we increase our module capacity, it's going to allow us to use different mods in here that will allow us to be able to do that. Okay, so that's the other thing. The next ones I want to recommend, and these are going to be primarily for survivability concerning, which is going to be increased HP. So it's going to increase your health and power. At this first stage, I wouldn't recommend start leveling this up like right away. I would actually level up Technician, Nimble Fingers, MP Collector first as you progress throughout the game. But once you get to the harder stages, at least after, I would say before or after you get to Pyromancer, this is where you want to start increasing your HP because right now, you know, when you're playing the game, HP doesn't seem to it doesn't seem like something that's needed. But as you progress throughout the game, you're going to notice that your HP really, really matters. And as you level this up, your module capacity is going to get incremented, right? So since we're upgrading this one, this is going to carry in here. Now, you don't want to fully max these out, but you want to have them leveled up to your HP is getting kicked up a little bit because you theoretically have modules in here and enhancements and stuff that you could add to increase your HP. So I wouldn't level this up heavily all the way maxed out. I would probably increment this like 2 to 3 levels just to help out. Your defense is another really important one. This one I leveled up to like to 5, and this one's actually really good. It's going to help your defense there really, really good and get those done. So these two are not like, oh my goodness, I got to do this real fast and get these, you know, to do a lot of damage. These are most for survivability. But the first 3 that I recommended, these 3 are extremely important. These 4, I would say, are extremely important to make your character pretty powerful. The next one I want to recommend, guys, is this one called MP Acceleration. What this is going to do, it's going to increment the acceleration of the duration of your skill, and it's going to give you max MP, which is, you know, the what's used to cast your ability. So the more MP that you have, the more often you're able to use your ability. And the reason I like this mod a lot is because it not only benefits the skill duration, but it benefits the consumption of the MP, which is really, really good. So I like that. Another one. Next one I want to recommend is this one called Spear and Shield. What this is going to do, it's going to increase your defense by 22%. And it's also going to increase your skill power plus a +8. The reason I love this one is because as you go ahead and you level this up, this is going to scale up your defense and it's going to scale up your skill power. And I think these two together, being able to get these both combined is amazing because not only do you get an increment on defense, but you also get an increment on the skill power, which is really, really good. And since we could theoretically use other sets of components to be able to upgrade our defense, to be able to regenerate our abilities, this ties in perfectly with what I feel to be a very good combo when your guys are using these modules. Overall, in general, guys, anything that allows your character to do more damage, allows your character to sustain the ability of being able to cast its abilities more often, and being able to keep your character alive are the ones I personally recommend you should use if you want to use your character. Of course, there's other specific modules for specific characters that will enhance them and make them better. But overall, in general, whenever you start a character, if you work on these and you prioritize these are going to let you get the majority of the content done as you progress throughout the game, because right now our main goal is not only to get to level 100, to get everything level 100 when it comes to components and weapons, but it's also able to get to your master rank 20 plus, right? That's the main goal. If you know, some of you guys are already there, but for those of you guys who are working your way up, you're going to want to make sure you have the correct modules, you have the correct stuff slotted to not only deal more damage, but survive and be able to tank anything that comes your way. I hope you guys are finding these videos helpful, informative. If you are, do me a huge favor, guys, drop a comment, drop a like, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel, turn those notifications, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.